Okay, so imagine this. You get a check in the mail from the government, like a dividend.
It's certainly a head-turning idea.
But could it actually happen?
Well, that's what we're going to look at today. President Trump is considering giving 20% of any savings from the Department of Government Efficiency,
DOE, back to the people.
directly to American citizens.
It's pretty wild.
And before we jump in too far, if you're enjoying this kind of breakdown,
Yeah, hit that like button.
make sure to subscribe to the channel for more deep dives just like this one.
DOGE is an advisory group.
Yeah, it's led by Elon Musk.
And their mission is to slash federal spending by a pretty huge number.
Yeah, their target is a whopping $2 trillion.
Which $2 trillion?
To give you some context, the entire U.S. budget is currently hovering around $6.75 trillion.
So we're talking...
So that's a significant chunk.
Yeah, it's a huge chunk to cut.
Absolutely.
What would that mean for the average American?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Well, one interesting proposal is coming from James Fishback.
Oh, yeah. He's the CEO of Visoria, an investment firm.
And he crunched the numbers, and he thinks that these cuts could lead to around $5,000 per tax-paying household.
$5,000 per household.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Of course, it all hinges on whether DOGE can actually achieve these savings.
Right. And that's where things get a little bit complicated. You see, DOGE claims to have identified $55 billion in potential cuts.
$55 billion.
But some budget experts are kind of pushing back on that number.
They're saying it's a lot lower.
They're suggesting the real number might be significantly lower.
Even DOGE's own website only documents $16.6 billion in savings.
Yeah, so where's the rest?
Right.
It's a pretty big discrepancy.
It gets even more interesting when you consider a recent New York Times report.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
They highlighted a pretty big error.
Yeah, DOGE claimed an $8 billion saving that actually turned out to be just $8 million.
Oops.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, a pretty significant margin of error.
It makes you wonder, Jer, about the accuracy of some of those other figures.
And remember, achieving $2 trillion in cuts would likely require some pretty tough decisions.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking about potentially raising taxes or even touching programs like Medicare and Medicaid.
Social Security.
Social Security, even the Defense Department budget.
Which nobody wants to touch.
These are not easy choices.
No.
And they often face really strong political resistance.
Some of DOGE's actions are facing some legal challenges as well.
That's right. For instance, their authority to make certain personnel decisions within governmental agencies is being contested in court.
Yeah, a judge did recently rule that DOGE can continue accessing agency computer systems.
Well, now at least.
And making those personnel decisions, but it's a situation that's definitely still unfolding.
Definitely.
So we have this backdrop of ambitious goals, disputed savings, and these legal hurdles.
That's a complicated picture.
And yet in the middle of all of this, you have James Fishback proposing that a portion of these potential savings be returned directly to the American people.
These DOGE dividends.
He's suggesting that these checks be distributed in July 2026.
Which is the target date for DOGE to wrap up its work.
His argument is that it would help restore public trust in government.
If the government can demonstrate that it can operate more efficiently and save taxpayer money, people might have more faith in its ability to serve them effectively.
Interesting.
It's a thought-provoking idea.
It definitely aligns with President Trump's populist approach to politics.
He has shown a willingness to put money directly into the hands of Americans before.
Remember those stimulus checks he sent out during the pandemic?
Those were quite popular with a lot of people, and they even had his signature on them.
Imagine if you got a check and it had Elon Musk's signature on it.
Now, that would be something, wouldn't it?
It would definitely be interesting to see how the public would react to such a move.
Absolutely. Would it be seen as a genuine effort to share the benefits of government efficiency, or would it be perceived as a political stunt?
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. But what's undeniable is that this whole DOGE saga has started a really important conversation about government spending and efficiency and accountability.
It's a conversation that's relevant to everyone, regardless of political leanings.
Absolutely. We all have a stake in ensuring that our government is operating effectively and responsibly.
And it raises questions about the role of technology and innovation in reshaping how government functions.
Can Elon Musk, a man known for disrupting industries like electric vehicles and space travel, can he bring that innovative thinking to the realm of government?
The bold experiment.
It's a fascinating case study.
And it's happening right now. We'll be following this story closely, and we'll keep you updated on all the twists and turns along the way.
Stay tuned, folks. This one's just getting started. So let's imagine for a second that DOGE actually does hit this massive savings goal.
Where could all that money go?
Well, one option would be to use it to reduce the national debt.
Yeah, which is massive.
Huge number.
But that might not be the most politically popular option, would it?
Probably not. Yeah. Another option would be to invest that money in future initiatives. Things like infrastructure projects,
Education.
scientific research.
Boost the economy.
Exactly. Lay the groundwork for a more prosperous future.
And then, of course, there's that idea we talked about earlier, giving some of that money directly back to taxpayers.
The DOGE dividends.
It's something that's creating a lot of debate.
Yeah, it really raises questions about what the government owes its citizens,
Is it just about providing those essential services like national defense and infrastructure?
The social safety net.
Or is there a responsibility to kind of share in the benefits of efficiency?
Give back to the people who are ultimately funding the government through their taxes.
It's a philosophical question, but it has real-world implications.
Oh, absolutely. And it goes beyond just this whole DOGE dividend idea. It kind of gets the heart of the social contract between the government and its citizens.
Exactly. It makes us think about how we want our government to operate.
What we prioritize as a society.
Right? Do we value efficiency above all else, even if it means making tough choices that could negatively affect certain groups?
Or do we prioritize a more equitable approach?
Even if it means sacrificing a bit of efficiency?
These are tough questions.
There are no easy answers.
No, but they're questions we got to be asking ourselves.
Especially as we navigate this kind of crazy, evolving landscape of government in the 21st century.
Things are changing fast.
That's for sure. So as we start to wrap up our look at DOGE, these proposed dividends, and all the bigger questions they raise, it's clear that this is a story with a lot of moving parts.
Definitely, it's a story about ambition and potential, but also about uncertainty and controversy.
We still don't know what the ultimate impact of DOGE will be, whether they'll reach their goals,
Whether those savings will actually happen.
or even how they'll be used if they do.
A lot of ifs.
But one thing's for sure, this whole thing has put a spotlight on how important government efficiency and accountability really are.
It's a good reminder that how our government works, how they spend our money, how they serve the people, it all matters.
And it's a call to action for all of us,
To stay informed and engaged,
to hold our leaders accountable.
and demand a government that works well and actually responds to what people need.
It's a reminder that we, the people, have a voice and a role to play in shaping how our government works.
Absolutely.
So as we leave you to think about all of this, we encourage you to stay curious
Keep digging deeper.
and never stop asking those tough questions.
Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep those critical thinking caps on.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.